What's up, everybody? We are back in my shed where I run my eBay business. In this video, we're going to cover three things. A local pickup. I got live footage of that mixed with a flea market, so that'll be kind of one topic. Goodwill pickup and a magazine score that I will talk about right now. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, but this is the pickup here. It's a very strange pickup. I basically got this, everything you're seeing here. I think there's 500 or more magazines for 50 bucks. It was a trade I worked out with someone who bought them from a store. They don't want to take the time to deal with them. There's a lot of really old things in here. So a lot of, okay, so this is all tabletop game related. Well, most of it. There might be 5 or 6 things that are just 90s centric, so that's pretty cool. But a lot of these are just tabletop game magazines. Really cool. There's a lot of new things. White Dwarf. These are really cool. I never really got into this side of gaming. And again, there's some newer things. I don't know how new. 2014. Okay, and then you can go all the way back here to Dragon. I looked up some of these, like Dungeons. This is not Dungeons and Dragons, but it's called Dragon, but it is D&D related. This is probably 90s. If I had to guess. Wow, 84. I was 6 years off there. So yeah, there's a really old magazines in here. There's the main one I'm seeing is White Dwarf. I see Dragon. I see one called No Quarter, and I'm going to separate these, and I'll show you how many I have of each brand, and we'll go from there. I'm lost. I've never sold these. I've never dealt with these. I know this is an insanely expensive hobby, and people collect. However, I don't know. They could not even care about magazines, but you know, I'm in these at a dime a piece, maybe, or something. Probably less than that, a nickel a piece. So if I already saw one graphic novel in here that's sells for like 30 bucks. So I should be okay there. All right, let's get these separated. Okay, so we went over the magazine section of the video. Kind of new to all that. It's going to be a fun thing to dive into for $50. That's worth the education. This lot right here also had these games and a SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which I've already sold for 40, and I paid 80 total for this. So I'm gonna list these separate, and we're going to list this together for 110, 120-ish free shipping. The next Facebook Marketplace, this is Goodwill and the flea market, and I got live clips for this and for this. I thought this was a steal. I didn't try to talk him down. I did talk him down $10 due to the fact that where he wanted to meet. So I got this Mysterio Marvel Gallery. These are brand new. The seals are kind of like cut and damaged, so I'll probably list them as new open box, but these are new. And I paid, okay, so there's the Mysterio here, Goblin Queen here. I love this Super 7 putty. Now he is brand new sealed. There's nothing wrong with his seals. This Dune figure's not worth much at all. Switch games, we got Sonic Forces, Sonic Racing, Super Monkey Ball, LA Noire, Sonic Mania, Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Snap, Metroid Dread, Astral Chain, Mario Odyssey, and Kirby Forgotten Land. I paid $140 total for all that. I've seen her go as high as 80 and him as high as probably around 50. So for $140 with everything, these are some heavy hitters, these games here. These will probably net 10 a piece or so, but these I'm comfortable with if we get most of our money back off the figures alone. So for $140, he won a $150 and we talked $140. Made a connection in town, so I think that's fair. I want to do a little bit of a spreadsheet on that and see actually where we are, but I think I'll make 120 bucks on that deal. We're going to run through these pickups and that'll conclude this video. Just wanted to do quick pickup video and a little bit of live meets and stuff like that. So I got these engines for model rockets. There's 3 packs there for $3. I'll explain all this in a second. I'll show you the Goodwill first. This was $2.99. This wiring kit, this is a Kenwood AC adapter. It's worth like $20 by itself. These are Allen Edmonds wood stocks. These are in really, really good shape. These were $8, but I think they'll get 40, probably 45 maybe. This is not worth much, but I'll explain here. So I got that. I got this VCR here for $5. I gotta test it out. I never would buy this in a million years in May. It's a Christmas collection, but they've been selling every week for like $40, so it's brand new. So I picked it up. Always look up. You know, that's a good tip. Even if you don't think it's the right time to sell something, it might be. Another thing, I would never buy this ever if this was open, because anytime you see this, they're going to be locked to one of these companies, and maybe even still to this factor with the serial numbers and stuff they might be. But I'm going to say that this is good to go. If not, it's no big deal. But if it's open or used, I used to, when I first started reselling, I would find those things for like $1 a piece, but they would be locked to, you know, Xfinity or whoever you have. So just be careful with these types of routers. Not necessarily like gaming routers or Walmart routers, just like sent directly from the company. Okay. So then we purchased these for $1. These are in excellent shape. These were $1 at a flea market. Gel Venture 7s, I believe, are what they are. They're my size, so for $1, I mean, even if they don't sell, I got to clean them a little bit, but man, they're in great shape. I picked this up for me to use in the office. Don't have one, needed one. This is a silhouette fabric blade. I picked this up just to pay for the rest of stuff, and this was $1 too. This is really cool. I've been starting to keep these back, any kind of horror movie VHS, so picked that up for my girlfriend. And that's the whole thing. So thank you guys so much for checking us out and watching our channel. And we're trying to grow it. You know, we got 4 subscribers. That's literally nothing, but got to start somewhere. So thank you guys so much.